I'm here with Stephany Underwood, the art therapist from Samaritan Healthcare and Hospice, and I'm just seeing for the first time an artwork that's a collaboration of my verbiage and her art content to create a piece that's called Portals of Entry into Death Conversation. This has been the most important thing that I've done with the last few months of my life, is helping people do conversations that for a lot of people are way too uncomfortable. So Stephany, just start with the bird. Start with the styles of conversing.
Okay, styles of conversing, and the bird represents, this is the black-capped chickadee, but also you love white-throated sparrow and you love the ruby-throated hummingbird. But these birds tend to dart in and dart out. And that is one style of conversation where
Right.
somebody is they are very succinct and they say something quickly and then they dart back out and think about it. Another style of conversation would be meandering, represented here by this garden path that leads to Dora's precious house.
Okay, this one's really important to me because, as you can see, we went through magazines and stuff and we took out little indications of things that are really meaningful and important to me, which has a lot to do with home, gardening, organic practices. These are the things that I would be comfortable about talking about in any circumstances. And for people who don't necessarily want to have death conversations, sometimes the best place to start is simply with what's meaningful and intimate and helpful for them.
Yes.
Okay.
And it paves that path to conversations that you might share with someone about your values and your interests, which have included organic gardening, are represented here.
And the suppers programs, let's just show that.
Oh, let's go around, yeah.
So for 15 years and up until April, I was working about 60 hours a week for my nonprofit organization called the Suppers Programs, literally working 60 hours a week until one day I fell ill, and within 12 days I understood that I had cancer, and soon after that it was terminal. So this came on very quickly for me. So it was a very urgent job for me to find, a few more projects that would give me a sense of meaning and purpose, which is what the Art Therapy Project has done for me. Let's take a look at this blackness in the lower left-hand corner, the arrow and the scales.
Yes, and that is representative of just a very concrete image of a very concrete, direct conversation, just an arrow shooting to the heart of it, and talking about
I see.
legal,
medical stuff.
Yeah, and a legal scale. So there's medical on the left, and then the financial conversations.
Okay, so some people may not want to talk about love and traditions and relationsps and stuff, but they're completely okay with estate planning or financial planning, or some people are good with the medical directives and the whole medical part, and other people don't want that at all. They don't want that direct route. They would prefer to have the more meandering route to get comfortable with death conversation, but some just want to go right into planning the details. All right, let's move over to the cup of tea. I see a cup of tea.
The cup of tea, and this is Dora's favorite tea. And this cup represents the other type of conversation, that kind of comfortable, maybe loving conversation, a little more in-depth and a little more personal. So,
So for some people, finding a way to have intimate conversation that could lead to, all of the things that need to take place, or at least some of the other things that need to take place in death conversation and end-of-life planning. There's a comfort level that's represented by the cup of tea, and maybe tradition is in there too. I know some people can talk about, preserving the family recipes, or, certain family traditions. For me, I'm knitting up a storm now. One of the only things I can still do is sit up in bed and knit hats. So you better believe in the past month I've knit like 20 or 30 hats, because it's these comforting traditions that open me up to potentially uncomfortable conversations. So, and I see you've got my favorite colors in here.
Yes. Here and here kind of weaving in all your favorite things.
There you go. So is this what you expected that art therapy was going to be when they first sent you out to my house? I'm going to include
No,
Stephany in the frame now.
I certainly
Speak.
learned a lot from Dor, I have to say, about art therapy and about hospice and about conversations with hospice clients.
Yeah, so one of the things that I made clear right away was that it was more important for me to use the medium of art to help me with my urgent need to experience, one more final hurrah of purpose in my life than it was to do anybody else's pro forma idea of art therapy. And I have to say, you were very generous of spirit in just working with me to find something that would make me want to stand up straight and make a video.
Well, it was a privilege to work like this and try to understand what your language was and then portray it in paint. So I want to refer to this as kind of a conversation in paint.
Yes.
Where it was a true collaboration.
Oh, did you just invent that?
Yes.
This is a conversation in paint. We're gonna put this on the YouTube channel, Dying Dor's Way, a conversation in paint.
Fabulous.
Are we good?
We're good.
Thank you.